And like I said, right from wrong. And see, it is like they still don't understand. That's why they use these weapons. They're trying to, they're not going to prosper with these weapons. The weapons aren't going to prosper against us. I promise you, I'm not being corny, quoting scripture. It's a fact. I couldn't understand it. Like how, and like none of it. It's all just that just came to me. I'm telling you, these weapons like using the children, using the women, using the so all these victims they made that you can't fight against. And I mean either literally, physically, and most mainly verbally. You can't go against it. And you know in your heart what they're doing is wrong. The child, the woman, the grown ass woman, the gay dude, all of this stuff. And not because none of that matters. What they're doing is wrong to somebody else. Trampling on their rights, not letting them speak, not letting them do this. You can't say this. Putting themselves in power. And they think they're doing the same thing. They think they're doing what people who know right from wrong are doing. And like I said, remember, I just got into, the other day with one of them. Again, and this person, I don't know why, you think you're getting to him, and again, it just goes back to, oh, you always have to be right. And it's not that, and then oh, I'm not a child, I'm a grown ass man, some of the dudes, I'm a grown, and like I said, but a lot of more dudes would listen, and it could be bigger dudes, or dudes even in better position, or not even better because I'm just a temp, I just work temp, all that shit is all gravy to me, but they'll listen because they're men. You hit their logic center. Yeah, you're right. You know, and I break it down for them so they can understand. No matter what race you are, I don't have to change my language. You know, none of that shit. But some. But even like I said, even that's why another reason why I say all these niggas is fake. And even the dudes I did consider real, not even because it's from rap music. No, because I know what they done. I know they supposedly went and paid their price. Maybe they never even went anywhere. Supposedly they were in prison. The whole thing, now all of that shit comes into question. But they didn't do these things. But it might just been because they were in my presence. I'm not bragging. Even the hardest chorus that do whatever and literally burn your fucking house down while you're in there. Literally. You think I'm joking, all types of shit, not just regular drive-bys. But they understood. Cause it goes back, I don't care about they tried it's the single mother thing. And I knew a lot of these dudes, a lot of them lived, especially when I was in high school, was their grandma house. Because a lot of it was always somebody grandma house was either getting shot up or everybody knew it. Oh, I'm finna shoot that nigga grandma house. Because that's where he be at all the time. And everybody understood. Like, you need, a lot of the times you 17, you just gotta leave. Otherwise, they coming for it. And nobody was like, oh, this is horrible. Da, 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 da. No, it's horrible on you. Whatever you did, you got involved. You put your grandma in it. You supposed to know better than that. They tried to get rid of all right from wrong everywhere. In the streets, code of the streets, colleges, the rednecks, the all of it. And I'm not being to nobody. See, everybody's societies, they're getting rid of the right from wrong. Trying to, rather. They're trying to. They tried to replace it with this code of family. All of that shit didn't understand. It all felt fake. Hey fam. It's like, what the fuck is that shit? And it's not even cause, and that's another. But they're the main ones. Like if you approach them, you don't even know me. You know what I'm saying? Like, where does that come from? How did that? Then if that was the case, especially with they tried to put that into relationships, meeting someone. Then how the hell did people, period, go against their own natural instincts? That you don't know me. So the human race should really have dwindled off if that was a natural phenomenon that women naturally was like, oh, you don't know me. And no, I'm not mad about none of it. What I'm saying is all connected. It just felt off. It did. It didn't make me feel, oh man, she don't like me. No, it's like that shit is just weird. And how the fuck? And I tried. You tried to fix yourself. That's part of the program. Look, she's all nervous because she came out. So she came out dressed like that on purpose. Because she came out, she pulled the side of her, rewind the video. I don't know if I caught it on tape. She pulled the side of her nightgown on. Why even come out here? Like, why not? And when we was kids, your mama might have on a nightgown like that, but she put on some sweatpants if she had to go outside right quick. You can say, well, maybe she didn't know you were filming, but she didn't know these guys were out here. What I'm saying, I don't know what that's about with me, but that was for me. But all of it is. So, yeah, right. It's right as I talking about the part about relationships. If you're going to, and you try, like I said, you try to put it in context. Well, maybe it's just because of.
Excuse me. Do you know if they come and blow this?
Nah, I don't know what that. I don't be paying attention to them. You live right there?
Yeah, and they just threw it all on my
They
balcony.
still over there. Maybe you should tell the rent office or one of the the maintenance dudes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, and maybe they're gonna come through and fix it. Cause look how they did it right there on the sidewalk.
Yeah, it's like they're all over the
They
place.
just haphazardly threw it. All right, so yeah, and then you try to. That's how it's part of the program because you try the attack because you try to rationalize what's happening. I even tried, like, well, that's maybe because everything's the internet age. And you remember at first, in like '05, '06, it was still, people didn't like online dating. They thinking it's going to be like a Lifetime movie. The Craigslist killer. People were going to be killed on these sites. Or the people were just going to be bad people, shysters, either some kind of gigolo or either a gold digger, one or the other. They're going to take your money, they're going to use you, you're not going to, but then Facebook and all that, and it came, and then just the websites, straight up dating websites. But at first, if you remember, and so you chalk it up to, well, maybe that's just the world, natural progression, technology. So now the women don't want to be approached on the street no more. And it's like, no, that's not it. That's nonsense. All of this, he's like, well, how's that have to do with right? Because this whole, it's the conditioning, the control. All of us, they want all of us under control. It was a step by step process. The idiots, it was a step by step process, and it's culminating. I don't know if they had to ramp it up because they didn't expect Trump to win. And like I said, I didn't even know how much of a part he would play in this until even the last maybe and really until the impeachment scandal hoax really started taking off. And because you didn't really get, if you didn't pay attention to press conferences, none of that, you thought it was just a normal. Well, you knew he was doing something different, but you still chalked it up to the normal black and white and black and Republican. Black, you got to be a Democrat. Da, da, da. But you saw you got to see them in action with their, doing the how they handled themselves under fire. And I'm talking about the Democrats when they were questioning Trump. They couldn't, and you saw the pettiness, how they acting like babies. Like I said, like a baby who wasn't taught right from wrong. That dude, like Humpty Dumpty Nadler, looked like his name sounded like Diddler, and he looked like a Diddler. I wouldn't put my kids around him, but just when he's banging the gavel and all of them, just repeatedly, and you saw. And now, like I said, it's coming together, how it's just right from they don't know. And like I said, it's like they studied us, like one of those sci-fi movies where they studied us and thought they could emulate us, and they don't know. And like I said, they're still talking about, uh, they still, to this day, they will think you're just right. You're not telling them your worldview. You're telling them this is what's right. You don't even say this is what's right. And I couldn't. I don't know why I couldn't. Maybe they blocked it out and the things are being lifted, but scales are being lifted. But another quote. But uh, you just telling them that you can't do that. This is what you're supposed to do. I could do whatever. Okay, you can. And I'm telling you, you're going to have to pay those prices. And it's not we're cowards. It's just, why would you? Because you're still going to have to pay those prices in the penal system. You're not gonna be able to do what you want. And it's not, well, yeah, of course, because it's pretty. No, no. Like I said, they don't do. From what I know, you know, and it's not a contradiction. Like I thought you said you weren't sure if they actually went to prison. Whatever. But the point is that when they was telling me these things, I didn't think it was, you know, I thought maybe they were trying to explain, stick up for themselves. Until I saw a video all the way from California saying the exact same, almost word for word, what my other homeboy had told me in real life, face to face. All of that shit do not go on in prison. It doesn't go down like that. They do it on purpose. The ones, just like the ones out here on the street, act like more like a woman than a woman. They got them in prison. And the only thing that'll get you fucked up is if they catch you fucking with one of them, and you're supposed to be in their gang. That will get you killed. But literally word for word. I'm like, damn. At that time when I saw that video, I think it was around 15. It was right before I was about to find out what really was going on. I'm like, damn, this dude said the same thing. He wasn't even telling me like, don't worry, you ever have to go, because they know I'm not going. One, I'm not stupid. Well, yeah, I'm not stupid. That's all I gotta say. He say, well, are they stupid? Niggas, like I said, I ain't gonna make no excuses. I'm not gonna be soft and like, oh, they were brainwashed. This brainwashing. And I'm like, but I went through the same brainwashing. Well, mostly, maybe I didn't. They've been brainwashed, right? And like I said, so, but you still gonna have to follow some kind of social rules. But they think they do, but no, they don't. They only follow their cult's rules or what their brainwashing tells them. Not right from wrong. It doesn't matter what group you belong to. The common denominator value is right from wrong. And these motherfuckers, and they're all the same no matter what group they are. They don't follow. You'll know, like I said, that you're under attack. Because, like I said, you'll feel like you're being attacked for doing right. No matter what the subject is. The subject is the shield that they're using, the human shield. Children. They pick these real situations that we're naturally going, you're not going to go against, especially when the whole crowd. But you're like, that's not right. We know the law. We know you're supposed to at least wait for the investigation. And like I said, the big fuck up was when black people started adopting this, like with the R. Kelly and Bill Cosby. And, D.L. like I said, months ago, I seen his little bitch ass. That's why Cosby is in jail. And the women, and I didn't drug women. How do you know that? How do you know he drugged them women? There's no proof. But you then out your same mouth, and probably in the same interview, this fuck nigga talking about we're getting gunned down. So how do you trust the same system that gunned down whoever the fuck Yusef is, always a fucking Yusef, who gunned down Yusef and then prosecute the cop, or even put them in prison, or maybe they fired them, but like y'all said, he just can go to another department in another city, municipality, and get another job. But at the same time, when it's somebody you don't like, you applaud it. Oh, see, that's why we put how. And I don't want to hear, well, we got black prosecutors and black, okay, then like I said, then how you supposed to, according to y'all, you can't trust none of it. We're being gunned down and hunted. So that prosecutor is the same prosecutor in Philadelphia that let all them black men get gunned down and black women and then prosecute the cops. But you trust their judgment when it comes to Bill Cosby. That's impossible. That there's no way you can make that make sense. There's no way on earth, on God's green earth, you can make that make sense. And like I said, the reason is they thought it would work. Why? Because they thought they used the women as a human shield. They're hiding behind women. You can't say anything. What? Think about your daughter. Think about your mother, your aunt, your grandma. Da, 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 da. And it's like, wait a minute. If my grandma was a groupie trying to hang with Bill Cosby, and actually at my age, that could have been a possibility. But instead, I know, well, I don't know, but at least I know when my grandma retired, as a nurse, a black nurse, say if she was retiring way back in the 80s, that means she was a nurse a long time before, whatever. She wasn't trying to hang with stars. Or if she was able to hang with stars and still end up retired head nurse. In the early 80s, when I was still, so see what I'm saying? My point is, so I would have to defer. Well, there's nothing I could do about that. If she's a groupie, or your mother, what the devil? And there's literally 20 and 30-year olds whose mother still could be in the club, right now. So if your mother in the club, I'm sorry, bro. What if, you idiot, you fell for this brainwash? What if that was your mama? Your sister? If your mama's still in the club trying to play niggas, if she ain't in the club just having a good time, if she meet a dude, whatever, then I'm on your mama's side. The dude snapped for no reason. But if your mama in here, and there are some women, they're in there hooching it up, you know, it is what it is. They try this shit. They being disrespectful. No, you're disrespecting yourself, and that's not, whatever. You don't know right from wrong, and you think you do. They brainwash y'all to think y'all are protected from right from wrong. Oh, I'm a woman. I'm a black woman. You still got to know right from wrong. They're not teaching y'all that. They're not teaching your daughters that. That's why their idols are fucking strippers. And you can get mad at, see, soon as a strong black woman make money, no. They stripping away your sense of right from wrong. Well, the men do it too. Okay, you can't, whatever. Who's in charge? Like I said, y'all changed the whole narrative. And I'm not mad about that. I promise you, none of us are. What we're saying is you're in control. So if guys are calling you whore and your defense is, well, men do it too. No. You know how many women a man has to go through just approaching the courage? And that's how it's always been. It couldn't have been just even back in the past. No. Then why in the Bible all there verses about you'd rather dwell in the woods with a contentious woman than live with one? All right, so if it was so patriarchal and the man was able to just do whatever the fuck, and now it doesn't matter if you believe in God or not. Any smart atheist, it doesn't matter. The knowledge is from 2,000 years ago. So you would think 2,000 years ago they would have been able to do whatever the fuck they wanted to their wives. But no, instead, no, nigga, you rather go live in the woods. Just leave her, bro. He could be a big old 6'5", whatever, Samson, whatever. You'd rather go live in the woods, and she's 5'1", 110. They back then, they didn't have all this calorific food like in, modern times. Definitely couldn't do nothing to him. No, drove this nigga, man, bro, just go, just leave. You know what I'm saying? So no, that's why when they call you that, because you had them choices. You were in control to say no. How many dudes a day you said no to? And that's not, we're mad because you turned it. No, that's another way they tricked y'all from not knowing right from wrong. We don't have a problem with that. Most of us don't, because we're the ones end up with problems with that. And like I said, I can go back to high school. And like I said, how come you can say, well, maybe they just didn't tell you? No, how come a motherfucker can tell me about stuff that literally can get them a life sentence or possibly a trip to Big Sparky where we're from, but they won't say nothing about something that I only get them 8 years or maybe 20 years. I know the only ones I know out of everybody else that did all their dirt, they back out, but it was after 10, 15 years. So that wasn't a rampant thing in the hood where all of the niggas just going around raping black women, raping black girls. Or maybe now it is because they took away right from wrong. They don't want y'all, and they don't care about that, because it's not about protecting black women or little black girls who got to lock up R. Kelly and people like this and da-da-da-da-da. It's about control, and the control is to take away right from wrong. You're like, why would that be? So you just, because when you know right, you're not going to let it happen, and you're not going to let it to other people. When you know right from wrong, you're not going to be able to sit back and that. But if they took away your right from wrong, you're not going to do anything. You're just going to comply. So then you're like, well, you can't call that girl a whore. No, because you made the choice to sleep with all those dudes. You were in control. And if them dudes didn't get your consent, then you still let them go free. Again, they brainwashed you. You're something worse than a whore. You're a fucking idiot. The first dude, and like I said, there was never I never seen, any of the one or two victims situation I know about. People were mad at her for going to the police. None of that. Nobody. And this was decades ago. Like I said, they back out after doing 15. And nobody wanted to go get the girls for going to the police and violating hood policy. Like I said, right from wrong. There wasn't never really a thing. A couple of rappers made songs back then, but they weren't even the gangster rappers. They were the ones who were on that black tip in the 80s and early 90s. We don't talk to police. It had nothing to do with drugs. Those were the ones who were on that black tip when it was still real. They wasn't on that gangster shit. So that code didn't come from the streets. That came from the ones, we would make fun of. Nigga, you got all that goddamn dashiki, and now we wasn't even calling them a hypocrite. It's just, nigga, nobody want to hear that shit. Not just the music, just don't want to hear it. We trying to make some money. Whatever. That's where that come from. It don't come from the fucking thugs and the drug dealers. They know when somebody, the ones I know that really got snitched on, literally what snitch really meaning they caught a drug case and went to prison for years. They wasn't, I don't know what they did maybe to the snitch, but they didn't do all this fake shit. Oh, they snitching. Oh, they was snitching on me. And matter of fact, now it's coming back to, I remember, laughing in the early 2000s. Like, nigga, you probably told on yourself. You don't know the spy technology they got. Or if one of them chicks you thought, it did occur to me, and I didn't even know about this program, and plus this program really wouldn't put a real drug dealer in jail. They would let him out. But so I'm thinking, it might have been an undercover girl. One of them females, just like one of these, you could actually be a cop. And you laying up next to her with pillow talk, and you telling her that's when I started noticing these niggas was really lame. Like, I'm thinking, like, nigga, it could be the bitch, and I didn't get this from rap music. It just occurred to me. Like, wait a minute, that bitch, you could have been, you ain't even get the pillow talk. You up here telling her just to get in her drawers, everything. Instead of just showing her you got money, or maybe just breaking her off, whatever, nigga. You telling her literally shit, or you letting her hear, and you thinking because you was talking on the phone, you switching phones, buying them cheap phones, thinking you smart. And no, you talking right next to the is that a snitch? The undercover D-Tech. Hell, you could become a cop at what, 18, 19? So she 25, she could have been a cop for 5 years, whatever. Or 6 years, or it might be older and look 25.